Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. When you're tuned in, you're with Lady Business and Give It to the People Radio, where you're going to get enlightened, enhanced, empowered, and enriched. Make sure that you always tune in to Give It to the People Radio. So good morning, everybody. I am back. I'm Chisa Penix Brown, and you are now with Give It to the People Live. And I get the opportunity to interview really awesome people every week, and this is our third week. And so first of all, I try to pick some of the best people that have interesting things, and this lady right here I've been following for years, and I love the fact that she is a body positive, but I love an old pretty girl too, right? So pretty thick girl, I'm all for it, and natural, that's like a trifecta in my book. So today I get to be here with Ashley, who everybody else probably knows as I Am Fab Ellis. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, you coming up here giving us these fall vibes.
I'm trying to do something.
Oh, no, you're doing something. So I just want to jump right into the interview. Okay. I want to know, because I'm sure people want to know, and then people did ask some questions, so I'll go ahead and shout them out, the people that ask questions online. But what made you start wanting to blog in the first place? Because she is a blogger, but you do a whole lot of other things too, but blogging is the main thing. Right. So what made you even want to start doing that?
Well, it really got started probably in about 2010. I graduated from college in 2008, and I went to school for communications and professional writing. And I found it really hard to find, like, my dream job. My dream job was to work in a magazine, like be an editor and things like that, and it was really difficult. And so I started working at AT&T full-time, and one of my friends there was like, well, why don't you start your own thing and start a blog? And I was like, well, I don't know what that is, but I'll start it out. I'll start it. Yeah. So I started it in 2010, and I didn't know it would lead into all of this. It was just supposed to be like a creative outlet for me, and then I never thought it would be like my full-time.
And that's amazing. So I think that when I look at people and I start to see what they do, and I've told you this before, and we've had meetups and stuff, right? And one of the things that I said is that is a whole job. Like, it is a lot of work that really goes into it. And I think people think, oh, just take pretty pictures and post them.
Lord, no.
And it's not just take pretty pictures and post them, even though that's a big part of it.
Right.
But can you give people insight into, like, what it really takes to be a blogger full time?
Yeah, well, it definitely takes a lot of discipline and consistency. Because I think a lot of times people just, like you said, they see the pretty pictures and they don't think about the work that goes into it. Like, for instance, I mentioned today, I have a photo shoot right after I get done.
She is not playing it. She was like, if I'm getting up early in the morning with y'all, I'm not about to waste all of this beauty.
Exactly. Like, we're going ahead and getting everything done.
I believe it.
But, I mean, it takes a lot of consistency and, like I said, dedication. So I'm planning shoots with my photographer. I'm reaching out to brands. I'm corresponding with brands. I'm planning, upcoming sponsored content. I'm planning blog content, and then which I know we'll probably get into it, since I have like the meetup group for bloggers here, I'm planning things with that too. So it's always it's a lot. It's a lot of planning that goes along, and a lot of times people don't find out things until the back end. But definitely a lot of planning, trying to be consistent, and just trying to come up with new things too. Because I think a lot of times people see the pretty pictures and they think, oh, she just does beauty and fashion. Like, no, I'm trying to encourage women as well. So trying to give you an encouraging word. So it's just like a lot of just back end planning.
And that's exactly what I wanted to get into. So you just segued into it, because one thing that I think that I really like about what you do is, when I look at it, it does have a religious influence to it. And so when I'm talking about that, do you find it difficult to show people you, but then also, talk about, Jesus is my homeboy at the same time? So, I mean, because you know what, I think people find a difficulty sometimes when it comes to saying, well, look, I am whatever it is, whatever religion, and then this is what I do too. And then some of the content that you post, it may be somebody that's of a particular religion that's like, well, God didn't say for you to do all of that. You know?
Right. No, I understand. I think I used to feel a little uncomfortable with it. Like, I was like, I don't know, because I don't want to push it down people's throat, but at the same time, like, I want to show people this is who I am. So I think for me, I try to keep it a good balance.
Okay.
So, I may give you a quote or a scripture or something in the morning, like on Instagram stories, or I may talk about God occasionally in a post, but I'm also telling you about, I love trap music, and I love,
First of all, she was up here talking about the baby. I saw you yesterday. I was like, okay, so we into the baby. I was listening.
Right.
I promise you, I was paying attention. But you know what though?
What?
I do love the baby. Like I didn't want to like it at first, but when you listen, he really does have a good message, and he actually is saying something.
Right.
And he's rhyming fast. But I mean, I'm from New York, so that's nothing.
It's no problem.
But it's like I really do like the baby.
Yeah, I like him too. But yeah, like we said, just balance.
Yes.
You know, I'm not trying to push anything down anyone's throat, but hey, I am a Christian. This is something I'm going to talk about occasionally. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I think the good thing is that a lot of my followers, even if that's not what they like, they're like, I still love her though.
They're respectful.
Yeah, they're respectful of it. You know, so just balance.
Okay, so I'm just going to do this. We're going to do something new for today. We're going to start this. So I have these random questions. I'm going to just twist them around. And then while you're looking for your question, I want you to read your question and then answer it. But I'm going to find the questions that people asked on Instagram.
Okay, sure.
All right, so let me go.
I feel something.
Okay.
Okay. So this first question, what's your favorite dessert?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, what is it? I need to know that.
Oh my gosh. Now listen, I love sweets, and I know if my husband's watching, he's probably like, oh my gosh, she loves everything. Probably it's a tie between maybe cookies and cream ice cream.
Oh, that is good.
I know.
Okay. Yes.
Or like country old school, like yellow cake with chocolate icing.
Okay, you went to is it the box kind or
No,
do it
no,
need to be original?
original. Somebody made that. Handmade.
Okay,
no.
because I just need to make sure. But that's good though.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
Yes. Okay. So see, that's good. And you just picked the question. Everybody knows that I love food. I'm a foodie, and so my husband is always watching, and he knows I'll be like, yeah, I like to eat this and that and this and that. So that's good. So now let me pull up a question that came from Instagram. So Michaela, is it Micavella? Micavella. Hopefully that's your name. But she said, where do you find style inspo?
Well, I think the cliche thing would be to say everywhere, but if I were to really like get down to it, honestly, from a lot of other bloggers or, because I'm always, with me going to like New York and stuff, I'm always looking at other people and I'm like, And a lot of times in the blogging world, people think that someone has to look exactly like them to gain inspiration. No, I see somebody, it could be somebody random on the street and I'm like, I like how they did that. Let me try it for my size. Yeah. So I would say that, and then also Pinterest.
First of all, I live on Pinterest. I stay on Pinterest. I've been looking at recipes because it's almost Thanksgiving, so I'm a Pinterest, I'm a Pinterest hoe, okay? But it's H-A-U-X, okay?
Right,
I'm
on a Sunday.
Actually, I hoes every day, okay? All right, but, that's because I believe that, for me it is inspiration. It is where you find those things. And so I've been looking at a lot of different stuff where I'm like, you know what? I know one thing that you do is thrift, and I don't thrift as much, and that's more so because, they trying to mess up. I told you every week is something going on. Don't even worry about that. But it's more so because I probably don't have the time to go thrifting as much, so I shop online a lot more. But even in doing that, it's things that I found where I'm like, I want to get the plain whatever it is so that this way I can dress it up. Right. And what I notice about you is you like to use a lot of accessories, which does my heart good.
Okay. I know you love a good necklace and stuff too. Everything.
I do. But you had those earrings with the lips. I mean... It's always a good accessory. So when you're talking about that, don't tell everybody everything. Okay. But where are you getting some stuff from? But don't tell everybody all of the places because they don't need all
sharing.
of that. Oh, so you one of those people.
I'm one of those. I don't mind sharing.
But see, that's why I'm not a full-time blogger because I'm like, I don't want to tell you where I got it from. I just want you, look at me. This is it. Like, you don't need to know where I got all of this from. And so, okay, so give us where do you find some things?
Well, I will say a lot of times Lane Bryant. Okay. Because a lot of people, they may or may not know, I do work at part-time at Lane Bryant. And actually, one thing that's exciting, starting on Tuesday, they actually have a Stylist Program, and I'm going to be one of their stylists there. Yeah. Oh, we'll have to get into that again.
They didn't know about the groundbreaking news.
No, they didn't know that.
Okay, see, y'all getting this new stuff. Y'all don't even know how we do on these Sundays with the exclusive. I need I usually have my tambourine, but I need like a sound drop or something that's like, boom, boom, so I can press a button or something.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna be a official
a personal stylist at Lane Bryant here in Greensboro.
Okay.
They'll have two, myself and another lady named Carmen. Okay. But some of because I work about 10 to 15 hours a week, so some of that will be dedicated dedicated to styling people.
Okay, so that means they can come in. So what Lane Bryant are you at? Because they're going to need to know that.
Yeah, sure. I'm at the Lane Bryant here in Greensboro at Friendly Center.
Okay.
And that's the only one we have now here in Greensboro.
Really? They closed the other one?
Well, they had the one in the mall, but that went out to Friendly, so they did close that.
Oh, okay. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Then. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know know that because I don't really go into the mall that often, so I didn't even know that they had closed it. But I knew there was one.
Yeah, and it's actually really huge too. It's bigger than the one in Burlington and the one in Winston. So a lot of people come to the one here.
So are there going to be stylists at all of the Lane Bryants?
From my understanding, no.
Okay.
So I think because we are one of the larger ones, we will have one. We will have two here, but they'll have more details on the website on Tuesday.
Okay.
And then also, if anybody has any questions, they can call the store as well.
Okay, but then this way, look, it's Thanksgiving. You need to get it together. It is Christmas. It's New Year's. Go ahead and just come on in, and then Fab can style you.
Absolutely.
And you know, I'm sure y'all are gonna have some Black Friday and all kinds of sales.
We are going to have Black Friday deals. I don't know what they are just yet, but I do know typically they'll be like on bras and different things like that. And I am a master fitter, so if you ever need to be fitted for a bra, I got you.
Get them things together. Get them together. But no, that's the next thing that I was going to ask you. She has this amazing picture. So let me just tell you, go to I Am Fab Ellis. All right. This picture that she has, and I'm just since this is my show, now it is Sunday, but y'all know this is the reason I did this show, so I could talk like I want to talk. I told her this summer, I said, you put this picture up, and I said, I don't want you to take offense to this, but I was like, big. Okay, all right, so y'all know what that means.
Yeah.
Okay. This picture, okay, we're trying to, this don't want to work.
It's all right.
No, we're just going to move the sign, because I can't, me and the Give It to the People sign, they trying to do too much today. But she had on this bra, this like blush pink, and that's why I was saying sometimes people would be like, okay, well, you know, it's too much, you know, especially if you're talking about the religion thing. This was one of the most beautiful pictures, and she got these jeans on, honey, and she's just like, what's good out here with this good fitted bra on. And so with that, do you find like that people get I don't want to say offended or inspired. I mean, because it could be a whole lot of different emotions that you get from people if you do show a little bit more of your body and you are plus size.
Right.
So how do you feel about that?
Well, to be honest, I'm going to be honest. My followers are some of the most awesome people because I feel like they really accept me for who I am. And of course, I am always going to lose and gain followers throughout the game because that's what it is. Yep. But most of them, if I were to know, I don't know, they never seem to judge me for it. They're always just like, Ashley just does what she does. So, you know, like we said earlier, I listen to trap music. I still love God. I still may show a little bit of skin sometimes. I feel like God still loves me regardless. And I feel like most of the people that follow me, they never seem to say anything. They like the fact that I seem to be versatile because I don't want to be boxed in. You know, as much as for the most part, because like you see today, I have on a sweater and everything. I do dress modestly. It's
cold outside, though.
Yeah, it is cold.
Just FYI. So if you like in Florida watching, it's like 30 degrees here.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, I just feel like everybody is just always respectful of it, and they're just like, "Do you?" So that's what I do.
Plus, you got a whole husband.
A whole husband who does not mind.
Who's like, "Girl, you look good."
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
But you mentioned the pictures. So when you started out, were you taking your own pictures? Because you said now you have a photographer, and so I know people probably want to know: were you taking your own at first, and then you were like, "Look, I don't want to do that. I just want to be in front of it." How did that work out?
Yeah, well, actually, I did start off with taking my own pictures. Okay. I literally used to take pictures with my cell phone.
Okay.
Girl. Yeah, but hey, that's what we had to do.
Yes.
So I would take pictures with my cell phone, and then eventually it got to a friend of mine at work. Man, shout out to her. She let me borrow her point and shoot.
Okay.
And I actually got a tripod and I set it up, and I used to you know, just schedule it, and I would hop in front of the picture, you know, hop in for the picture. And then also, my husband used to take my pictures, too.
Okay, and that's what I thought. I did think that. So I wasn't sure. So he's not doing it?
He's not.
Okay, all right. Okay.
No, I do work with just a photographer now. He will take some occasionally for me, like if I'm just going out and I'm like, I really like this outfit. Can you take a picture of it? But most of the time, my photographer, Tammy, takes them.
Okay, all right. And so then you, how often are you scheduling shoots? Because you put out a lot of content.
Well, this summer I was doing way too much.
No, I don't even, is that a thing?
Well,
that's not a thing.
I say that because I was trying to do it like once a month. We were, because of both of our schedules and plus it was lighter outside longer, we were shooting like every week. Now, Well, it was great for the content.
Yeah.
But I was tired.
Okay.
But now it's normally once or twice a month.
And I think people would probably think you're shooting like every day. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because of the looks and stuff. So when you shoot, and this is just me asking, being nosy.
Sure, no problem.
But do you change clothes in one shoot?
Absolutely,
okay.
yeah. Like today I'm doing 3 different outfits.
Okay.
I think last week I did technically 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm shooting a lot of content at one time.
Okay.
And we're also like driving around. Like last weekend, she hopped in my car and we just drove around.
Yeah, and no, you know what else? You be getting on my nerves too. I'm just going to be honest. Because I see the murals and I be like, oh, I should take a picture of that, right? And then the next thing I know, Fab be all up in it. And I'm like, I should have took a picture. No, but it's a good thing.
Yeah.
No, the reason I'm